Okay, gang, here is a little bit of, well, it's not really an unboxing. I've already unboxed it, but I got a bunch of cabling in today. We're awaiting the SSL still. It's due to be here in 3 days, so I'm really excited, and that's going to be going right over here. So we got a bunch of goodies I want to show you today. So today we got all the cabling in, and so there's a lot of cabling that's needed here, and this is only probably a portion of what I'm really going to need. But these here, those 8 cables, there's 4 on each side. Those are 15-foot DB25 or D-sub to D-sub DB25 connectors, because the Origin is all D-sub. The Apollos that I'm using, the X16s, are all D-sub. And so because the Apollos are in the rack over there behind the chair, and the console is going to be kind of where that little table is, but the racks are going to be far enough away on the side that I wasn't sure how far it was going to be and how much of a reach I was going to need, so I went with 15 footers. Probably could have got away with 10 footers, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. So those are the 8 cables that are going to be needed to go from the Origin just to the Apollos, just to get 32 in and 32 out. These cables here, these are some of the interconnect cables. Again, D-sub to XLR, male and females. There's 4 of those. Each one of those are 5 footers. Those are going to go between the different pieces of hardware in the racks to a patch bay, which will sit on top here, which I'll show you in a second. They're not going to go, or they might actually go directly to the SSL. I'm not really sure yet. 5 footers probably won't be long enough to get to from the rack to the console. But I have a patch bay coming in as well, so to go from the hardware to the patch bay, it'll be fine. So that's what those 4 cables are. And I have 2 more D-sub. Again, these are D-sub to XLR male and D-sub to XLR female, because all of my hardware has XLR on it and 1/4 inch, so I can use either. But as I said, the Origin is all D-sub. And the patch bay that I got is a D-sub patch bay, so I needed to do that. And then this cable over here is a D-sub to XLR that goes from the back of the Origin to my speakers, to my monitors, to my focals. So there's there's an adapter, there's a special cable there for that. And that's going to get me, what, 3 sets of speakers, which should be cool. So that's all the cabling thus far. And again, there'll be more for sure. So I got all laid out on the floor here waiting. What else? So we said we got a patch bay. Here's the racks. You saw this in one of the other videos where there's the Apollos. Again, those are all D-sub. I have a patch bay. This is another one of those custom racks. This is an 8 space, 4 on each side. My 96-point patch bay will go up here. Once that comes in. And again, the racks are going to probably sit more like this on the side once the console comes in. The other thing that I have here is I got in today, which is really exciting. This is the solid state logic UC8. This is for automation, right? Control surface for any DAW. And the reason why I bought this is that is going to mount directly into the center section of the Origin. It is made, the rack ears are on the way. The rack ears were coming in next week, where it'll fit right in the 19-inch rack. So in the center section of the console, I'm going to have this. And the reason why I wanted this is for when I do automation, because if you remember, the Origin doesn't have flying faders, right? It's an analog board. It's not like the AWS series where they have moving faders. So if you want to do automation, you either got to do it in the box via a mouse or a trackball, or you can use this, which is what I'm going to use. And mount this right in the center section, so it's part of the Origin console. It also allows you to assign some of the soft keys up here, I believe, to transport control, so you can turn the DAW on and off, which is nice. I also got this in, which I'm real excited. I've been playing with this a little bit. This is the UC1. This is for the SSL native channel strip and bus compressor plug-in controller. Now on the Origin, there already is the G-Series bus compressor in it, so that's not what I need the plug-in for. And the Origin has 32 of the black EQs, which are these, so I don't need the plug-in for that. But I do need the plug-in for the compressor, because there is no dynamics on each individual channel, which is here, the compressor gate. So by using the version 2 of the SSL native channel strip, and having this hardware controller, again, if I'm going to do compression on each individual track, I can just grab the controller and I can just go ahead and I can dial it in just like if it were on the desk in an analog format, if that makes sense. This won't mount in the console. I don't believe it mounts. I don't believe there's rack ears for it. At least I haven't seen any yet. So I don't know if that's going to sit on top of the console, on the side of the console. I'm really not sure. I don't even know if I'm going to keep it. I may end up selling it off or returning it at one point. But I want to try to keep my hand off the mouse and the keyboard as much as humanly possible on this new workflow. And so by having the automated faders, that'll help me with the automation part of it. And then if I have the compressor being done on the hardware controller, I won't have to touch mouse and keyboard, hopefully, as much or at all. So I'm going to see. So those are two new pieces that just came in. Very, very cool. Very excited to try those. And what else? I think that's it. I think you guys have seen everything else. You saw the racks in the last video. We're just waiting for the patch bay to come in. And once the Origin is here, and it's kind of sitting, like I said, where that table is, but it'll be sitting further off the wall. Certainly, we have a 43-inch flat panel that these racks will probably turn somewhere over there to the side. We'll have to see. Won't know until it comes. But anyway, that's the update for today. So we got two pieces of hardware here for controlling some of the DAW stuff with the SSL plugins, which will be really neat. And then once again, we got all the cables, and this is only part of them. I have some more cables coming, but this is all the main cabling that we're going to need to at least get the Apollos hooked up to the Origin, get some gear hooked up, and start passing some audio. So thanks for visiting Mixing Music Analog. Please like, subscribe, and share if you would, and we will see you in the next video.